good morning to all my viewers. I welcome you all to the morning session of my lecture. Today I am going to explain to you the second question of your reading section, note making. Children, there are two questions given. First one is the unseen passage and the second is the note making. Unseen passage carries 12 marks and note making carries 8 marks. Okay, so today I will be taking up the second question of your reading section, that is note making. Now children, I would like to tell you, in note making, a passage is given to you, a long passage, a lengthy passage is given to you, and you are supposed to answer this question in two parts. This part A, in which you have to write the notes for the given passage, and part B, that is the summary, which is to be written in 80 words. Okay? Now children, I would like to ask you, what is note making? Note making, it is a procedure to select, organize and present information and data for a thorough understanding of the text. Now, as you all know, memorizing the complete passage or the complete chapter that you need to prepare for your examination is too difficult. And so what you need to do? You need to prepare notes. You need to jot down some of the important points so that it becomes easy, it becomes convenient for you to recall the chapter in a short period of time. Okay, so this note making, it is only a procedure of selecting, organizing and presenting information and data for a thorough understanding of the text. Okay, and as per the question, we write the notes and summary for the given passage based on reading and understanding the given passage. Now children, first and foremost thing what you need to do is, you need to thoroughly read the chapter, then understand the gist. Okay, you need to understand the gist of the given passage. Okay, next is, now why do we need to write notes? Why is it so important to write notes? Why not directly we read the complete text, that has been explained to us, or we have been given the lecture on that particular topic? Why do we need to write notes? Because it is very convenient, it is very easy for us to memorize it, summarize the topic, and then whenever we like we can take out the written notes. It's the precised form. Okay, precised means it is a shorter form of understanding the topic. Okay, so why do we need to write notes now children? Why do we write notes? To understand the topic, to memorize it, to revise, okay, summarize the things and recall the information whenever we need it. Because the complete text, it is very difficult to recall. Now children, when I say that writing notes, it is a skill, and writing notes is not every man's cup of tea. To you need regular practice to write notes. Now children, before you begin to write the notes, first and foremost thing is, you need to give a suitable and appropriate title to the passage that has been given to write notes. So as I told you, it is a skill that need to be mastered, and it is not a day's work. It is with the practice, the more you begin to write notes for every chapter, the more convenient it becomes for anyone whosoever is writing notes on the given lecture or on any topic that has been taken up in the colleges or in the schools or any other content even. And as everything we cannot grasp and keep in our mind, so it is therefore essential to note down some relevant facts in the form of notes. Okay. Now the value of this notes cannot be denied. Why? Because while making a speech or writing an article or preparing for an examination, writing notes is very necessary. Now children, how to make notes? Next question is how we are supposed to make notes, which is very important area to be learnt and understood very carefully. So there are few steps that you should master before you begin to write your notes. First thing is you need to read the given passage from the beginning to the end to grasp its gist. Now gist means what? It is the general meaning or the general view of the given passage. Okay? The general meaning of the speech or the text whatsoever has been given for us to prepare notes. Now the second point is read the given passage again carefully and find the main divisions of the passage. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to read the passage and see if there are 4 paragraphs or it contains 5 paragraphs. And children, every paragraph has a important idea given or an important heading which can be taken up as a as an important heading, and based on different paragraphs you can pick up different headings for your notes. Okay. The third one is try to find out allied ideas. See, when you pick up a heading from one particular paragraph given in the passage, now after picking up the heading for that particular paragraph, what you need to do, you have to find out some allied ideas. Allied ideas means some connected ideas to that given heading. Now those ideas can be summed up as these connected ideas जो होते हैं, they can be written as the subheadings. Okay, because the format of the notes is the title, then the first heading, then the subheading, then each subheading has the subheading. It is in the form of a staircase. Okay. So the next one is again these subheadings are again allied ideas, may have one or more ideas. Now find out these ideas, and these ideas can be formed as the subheadings. Now children, before you begin to write the notes, you need to keep up few points in the mind. What are they? You need to remember that when you write the notes, you are not supposed to write the complete statements. Rather, you are supposed to use only the phrases. Now, what is the difference between a phrase and a statement? What is a statement or what is a sentence? A group of words that make complete sense are called sentences, we say. And what is a phrase? It is also a group of words, but they do not make complete sense. So thus it is known as a phrase. So what we need to use? We need to use phrases. If you write lengthy statements when you are preparing your notes, that would not be considered as note making. So you should not forget this, that while making the notes or while preparing notes, you are supposed to use only the phrases. You are not supposed to use the statements or the lengthy sentences. And notes should be very precise. Okay? They should be very precise, very short in length. They should be too lengthy. Okay, children. Next point is, you know, very rare we pick up the complete sentence and use it. When do we use that? Unless and until the given sentences cannot be broken, only then. That's very rare. Once a while you can use the complete statement, otherwise you have to break the given statement. Now children, there's a column of abbreviation. You need to use abbreviation when you are writing your notes for the given topic or for the given passage. Now you are supposed to use maximum 4 abbreviations when you are writing your notes. Now what is this abbreviation? Abbreviation is the shorter form of a word. For example, if you have to write literature, what do we write? L-I-T-T and full stop. If you want to use the word as government, so what do we write? Government, we write G-O-V-T full stop. For education, E-D-U full stop. So these are the shorter forms. So when you are writing your notes, for suppose it is science, what do we use? S-C full stop. Science, that's the abbreviated form. Or you can just write the first words. Another way is to make that given word, you can remove the vowels out of it and you can make it shorter form of it and even abbreviate the given terms and the words while writing the notes when you are preparing. Okay, another next point that you need to keep in your mind is you are not supposed to use the helping verbs. Okay, now when you are preparing notes, use abbreviations, use symbols, number to condense. Now what do you mean by number? To write the shorter form. Suppose in the passage it is given as 100 bags of rice. HUNDRED, 100 bags of rice. You are supposed to write it as 100. 100 in figures if you are going to abbreviate that part of it, because we are going to write the notes. That given passage has to be precised. So what are we going to do? We are going to write it in a shorter form. Okay. Suppose there is a word organization. Children, to abbreviate this word, we can take up the prefix of the given word. Prefix means the initial words like ORGAN. It can be made abbreviated in this way. You can put a full stop after that, or you can write ORGAN apostrophe again N you can write. Okay, so that way you need to abbreviate your terms used in the passage. Now there are some symbols used. In mathematics there are some symbols. What do you say? High, low, rising, decreasing, increasing, decreasing. So the arrow you show it. Rising means above and decreasing means that falls down. Therefore word can be used as the dots, the 3 dots that we use. So there are certain symbols, hyphen, slashes. So such symbols need to be used while you are preparing your notes. That would be used as a the shorter form. And remember not to forget to number your notes that you are preparing. Okay. Now I would like to explain to you the marking scheme for the notes that you prepare. See, the notes part, the first part of question number 2, that is part A, when you prepare notes, it's marked as for the title that you are going to give a suitable title, and the title carries 1 mark. Okay. Then the content, that means the heading, subheadings and subheading, that carries 2 marks. The abbreviation key column carries 1 mark. So this is the way how your marks are divided for the notes. Format, that's title carries 1 mark, then the content carries 2 marks, and abbreviation column carries 1 mark. So these 4 marks are for part A. Okay. When I explain you the format, you would understand it better, children. Finding a title is another big problem for the students. Now, children, generally, this is for the average students. So, what you need to do when you're reading the passage out, the first paragraph given in that particular passage generally has the main idea, what is it related to. Either the title can be made from the first paragraph, or generally the title is in the concluding lines or at the end somewhere when the given passage is ending, somewhere there you would be able to detect some suitable title there, either in the beginning, in the first paragraph, or at the end, children. Okay, so this is how the marks are divided for the first part of the notes, that is title 1 mark, content 2, and abbreviation key column 1 mark. And remember, abbreviations only 4 you are supposed to use. Now let's come up to the next part of the question, that is part B. Now children, you have to write the summary. Summary carries 4 marks. Okay, so now how do you write a summary? When you are preparing your notes, I told you to keep few things in your mind. I said you are supposed to use only phrases and you are not supposed to use statements or sentences. Okay, now but what are you supposed to do when you have to prepare the summary for the given notes? Children, I request you not to go back to the passage. Do not read the passage again, because you have already read it while you were preparing your notes. When you have to write your summary, I want that you all should read out those headings and subheadings that you have used in your notes while you were preparing the notes. Now go back to the notes that you have prepared. Read the headings, the subheadings and the subheadings very carefully, and construct complete statements or complete sentences, and then link these sentences, one sentence to the another sentence, and then write a meaningful paragraph in about 80 words. Okay, that linking and using a proper vocabulary is what comes under expression. I told you earlier also, least grammatical errors to be used, so that you can score full marks in this. And it's just the opposite. While making notes, you are supposed to use the phrases, but when you are writing the summary, you have to go back to the notes that you have prepared, and you have to those hardly phrases that you have used, they have to be linked. One, you have to form complete statements, complete sentences out of it, and then link those one to the other and frame a proper paragraph having a proper message out of it, and then you are supposed to write within 80 words. Now children, I find when the children are writing the summary, what they generally do, they directly pick up the lines from the given passage. Okay, what do? The passage which is given, they take out all the important lines from the given passage and they jot down a proper paragraph. But that is not the right procedure of writing your summary. So what you are supposed to do, after you complete your notes, go back to the notes when you are writing your summary. Do not read the given passage. See, you have to understand what you have written as phrases in the notes, and you have to frame them into statements or into sentences, complete sentences, and then you have to link one sentence to the other and thus frame a meaningful paragraph of 80 words. Okay, and when you are making your notes, no lengthy statements are to be written, but when you are writing your summary, you are supposed to make complete statements, complete sentences you have to make, and then you have to write the summary. Okay, after that I would like to tell you now what is the marking scheme for the summary. because earlier I had discussed the marking scheme of the notes that we have made. I said title carries 1 mark, then the complete indenting format. And children, I would explain to you what is indenting and what is left aligned when I explain you the format of note making on the board. Okay, and how you are supposed to do it, I would be telling you. Now the summary carries 4 marks. How? Content would be carrying 2 marks and the expression would carry another 2 marks. Now what is this expression part? Content is how you have written those completed those phrases into sentences, and then how you have linked them one to the other, headings and subheadings, and that's how you wrote a meaningful paragraph with an 80 words, and that carries 2 marks. Okay, what does expression mean here? Expression is that how you have linked those sentences, one statement to the other statement, and the vocabulary that you have used in, and how accurately you have written the paragraph. All this comes under the language, the fluency, and whatever you have, how correctly or grammatically you have written the paragraph, that all contains 2 marks. Okay, now I would give you one question as an example for you to understand it better, as well as I would be explaining you the format. Okay, children, let me now explain you the format of the notes as well as the summary. See, there's a passage here, passage number 8. It is written, research has shown that the human mind can process words at the rate of about 500 per minute, whereas the speaker speaks at the rate of about 150 words a minute. The difference between the two at 350 is quite large. Now, in the second paragraph, it is written as, so a speaker must make every effort to retain the attention of the audience, and the listener should also be careful not to let his mind wander. Good communication calls for good listening skills. A good speaker must necessarily be a good listener too. Listening starts with learning but goes beyond hearing. In other words, is necessary but is not a sufficient condition for listening. Listening involves hearing with attention. Listening is a process that calls for concentration. While listening, one should also be observant. In other words, listening has to do with the ears as well as with the eyes and the mind. Now, children, this passage is dealing with what? By reading these 2 paragraphs, or around 1.5 paragraph, what did you come to know? This is talking about the various skills like listening and hearing. So I decided to give the title to this passage, or I told you in my explanation that we can choose a suitable title, an appropriate title, either from the beginning lines of the given passage, or after understanding the complete passage or reading the passage, you can either choose from the beginning or in the concluding lines too. A suitable title can be checked here, and you can write a suitable title. Now for this particular topic, I have, and this is the margin on that particular page. Now what are you supposed to write? You are supposed to write here note making. Then first and foremost thing what you need to do is you have to give the title first. So what title you have given? The Art of Good Listening. Okay, children? Now after giving the title, which carries 1 mark, now we are supposed to make notes here. As I told you, we have to follow the indent format. What do you mean by indent? It means INDENT. Which format you are supposed to follow? Indent format you have to follow. Okay. Now what do you mean by indent? And your notes should not be left aligned. What do you mean by left aligned? Left aligned means everything that you write, that should not be written towards the margin or towards the left line. Okay, this is known as left aligned. Okay, you are not supposed to write your notes left aligned, rather you are supposed to follow which format? The indent format. What is it known as? Indent format means you have to first give the heading. Okay, suppose you have given the heading here, then you have to give the subheading. Between the heading and the subheading there must always be little space left. Now where would you write the subheading? Subheading should be written here. This is the subheading. Okay, this is just the format I am explaining. Then suppose you are supposed to give this subheading to this particular subheading, then how are you supposed to write? Heading is 1, then subheading is 1.1. If you have to write subheading, it should be written as 1.1.1. Okay, so that would be here, it would be written here as subheading. Children, just see carefully. Okay, this would be your subheading. Yes, see how I am arranging it, children. Left aligned नहीं होना चाहिए. Left aligned means आपको इस तरह एक के नीचे एक नहीं लिखना है. Got it? You are not supposed to write your notes to the left. Okay? No, you are not going to write towards the left side, not one after the other. Sorry, that would be considered as wrong, and that would not be considered as the notes. And the other thing that I told you, you are supposed to use only the phrases here, whether you are writing the heading or you are writing the subheading or you are writing the subheading. Now subheading, one heading, see this is the first subheading for the heading I have given. Now this subheading can have more than one subheading too. Okay, more than one also it can have. Okay children, for followed you can write, but remember what you need to do. Now each heading can have at least 3 subheadings. Suppose first heading, then subheading, then the subheadings. Okay, next one, second subheading for the first heading. Okay, this would be considered as subheading, something related, something allied, something connected to the first heading. So suppose this 1.2 subheading is not having anything connected to this particular statement, whatever you have written or the phrase that you have written or the idea that you have got from the paragraph. Suppose you have, there is no other connectivity to this subheading, then it is not necessary that you have to write the subheading. Sorry, you can move ahead if there is no point connected to this subheading. You can directly go to 1.3. The next subheading can be written. Now suppose this 1.3 subheading is having another connectivity. इसके साथ कुछ और जुड़ा हुआ है. There's something related to this, you know. As I said earlier, something allied. Allied means something connected to this. So now if you have to write this as the subheading, what you need to do? You have to you have to follow this format. You have to come under this and write here 1.3.1. Okay, this would become the subheading of, किसका सबहेडिंग होगा ये? सबहेडिंग फॉर 1.3 सबहेडिंग का ये, दिस वुड बी कंसिडर्ड एज द सबहेडिंग ऑफ 1.3 subheading. Now children, remember, suppose the first heading is here, it should at least have 3 to 4 subheadings. How many subheadings? One heading can have 3 to 4 subheadings. Sometimes what is accepted, sometimes it's a difficulty for the children to find out the subheading. So what they do, they simply write the 4 subheadings: heading, subheading, subheading, subheading and subheading. But actual format of writing the notes is that it is the indent format. Now here the fourth one also would be considered as fourth subheading. Suppose this first part of your first heading you have done, that you have done somewhere from the first paragraph, you have noted down few things. I'll let you know earlier. Then what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to leave one line. Okay, then below this one you have to leave one line and write here number 2. Then what would be the second main heading? For example, if there are some causes, so you would write here causes. Causes of what? Whatever the topic is here, or whatever the heading is there. Okay, causes of that problem. So you have written here causes. Now again the same way you have to follow this. You have to come down. This would be considered as 2.1. That would be known as the subheading. Okay, this would be the subheading. If this 2.1 subheading for this heading is having something allied to it, something connected to this subheading, then you can make the subheading, and that has to come underneath here. It should be, this indenting should be proper. 2.1.1. Okay, so this would be considered as heading. Okay children, sometimes they can be one point only, one idea, something related to the subheading, so just leave it as 1. Next, now in the same paragraph there is something related to this which you can write. So you have taken up the second subheading for the second heading. Now you have written here as subheading. Okay, subheading you have written. Now suppose there is nothing connected to this left in the paragraph. So what you have taken up? You have taken up another 2.3 as your subheading. Now this third point is having something connected to it. So what did you do? You thought of writing the subheading for 2.3. So what did you do? Immediately after this you came down. See the gap, how much gap I am giving. Equal gap should be there, 3.1. Okay, 2.3.1 मतलब सेकेंड का, सेकेंड हेडिंग का, थर्ड सब हेडिंग का, फर्स्ट सब heading we are writing here. Now this would be considered as sub heading. Now children, as I said, there should be at least minimum 3 headings. Okay, and every point के बीच में बेटा you have to leave one line. So there should be at least 3 headings with at least 4 subheadings, and in between if you have anything allied to it you can give the subheading too. Okay, now after writing this, in suppose I had spoken to you about the abbreviations. Now how are you supposed to write the abbreviations? Here suppose there is something written here as headache. Okay, headache here. So I have not written the complete word. I have written HE. Okay, I didn't wanted to write the vowels. I have written HDCHE and full stop I have written. That is the abbreviation that I have used. Somewhere here I am using the abbreviation. Okay, I have written HD. Okay, CHE. This is the abbreviation I have used, and to reflect that this is the abbreviation that I've used. So I'm just marking it here so that it becomes convenient when I make the, key abbreviation key column. How are you supposed to make? You are supposed to make the abbreviation key column here. Okay, after you complete the 3 headings, then either on the next page you can write the key column. See how would you do it? Key. See here, we have to write only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the serial number. Okay, what is this? The serial number. Okay, next you can give the word. Okay, next the abbreviation. Okay, write the complete form abbreviation. So how would you do it? How will you do it? Suppose you have used somewhere here the word education. So what are you supposed to write here? First you are going to write the word, complete word, education, because somewhere you have used here. Okay? So you have marked it as 1. So you are supposed to write here the abbreviation that you have used. It is education. Okay? Suppose somewhere in the second heading you have used the word headache here, somewhere here. Okay? So I have written here headache, HEADACHE. But here I have written as, how did I write? HDCHE. I made it, it's on me how I did it. Okay? I have written it as the shorter form of it. This is the abbreviation. So at least there should be 4. Maximum 4 abbreviation need to be used. Okay? Okay, children, I have given you as an example one of the passages. Now let's try to do that. See, I have named it here as the title, The Art of Good Listening. Okay, this title is going to carry 1 mark. Okay, now let's begin the notes. How do we begin the notes? Suppose this is the margin line. Okay, you are not supposed to do indenting out of this margin line. Everything has to be written inside the margin line. Okay, this is your margin line on your answer script. You are not supposed to write this side. You are supposed to write inside the margin line. Okay, so the first heading I have given is human mind processes faster than speaker. I've written a short form for the word speaker, SPKR. Okay, then I've written here the subheading for the first heading. What did I write? 1.1. First I've written 500 words per minute. Then there was nothing allied to this subheading, so I never decided to give another subheading. Okay, so I directly went to the next subheading, 1.2 for the first heading. I told you there should be at least 4 or 2 to 3, maximum 4. Sometimes there may be only 2 subheadings and you can then proceed to the next one. Next heading you can make a new heading. The third I have given is speaker retains audience attention. See here, attention I have abbreviated it here and I have written as small 2 I have written here. That means this is for me to recall and remember which all words I have, formed the abbreviations here. So this is attention, ATTEN I have written here. Next, I have gone again to 1.4. I have written here, see here, listener, not allow mind to wander. So these 4 subheadings I have given for the first heading. Now children, 1 line space I need to give, then I would have to come to the second heading, which should be underneath number 1 exactly. See here I have written 2. Then what did I write the second heading from the second paragraph? It's somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here. This is talking about the difference between Okay, so here I've taken it as difference between hearing and listening. See, I've written hearing short form and listening again a short form. Then I've given you first subheading for the second heading 2.1. I've written hearing involves ears, okay, and listening involves what? I've given subheading for the 2.2. 2.2 subheading here. Then I've written the subheading here. What does it involve? 2.2.1. First involves ears, slash is used, eyes, slash, mind. So all these three things are required to listen. Okay. Next 2.2.2. This is the second subheading I'm given. Calls for concentration. What calls for concentration? Listening. Okay, we are talking about hearing and listening differences. So listening involves, ears, you need to be very attentive, eyes to see, mind to interpret, and 2.2 calls for concentration. So this again I've abbreviated here and I've mentioned it as third abbreviation so that I can, the moment I make my key column, I would be able to do it. Now children, the last paragraph here, it is somewhere here. Good listening is an art that can be cultivated. Okay. Now it is talking about how a good listening can be developed. So what did I write here? See here. The next heading I have given here as how to develop good listening skills. I have given it as a question form. Okay. How can we develop? 3.1. See, again I have given here one line, gap, space. Below 2 I have written here number 3. This is the third heading. Okay, how to develop good listening skill. Then first subheading of the third heading is 3.1. I have given prompt, persuade speaker, not interrupt. These lines are there in your passage. It is written here. See, it is to prompt, persuade, and not to interrupt. Here it is. Okay, so the same thing I've written here because it is having some align to that particular line. Next, 3.2 I've written speaker not be coherent and articulate. The one who speaks. Okay, then for the second subheading of the third heading, I have given subheading. First subheading of the second subheading. Okay, 3.2 is a subheading. And now I have given subheading for this. Speaker not be coherent and articulate. Next, what happens? They fail to communicate their thought and expression. So we have to write only phrases. You need not write the complete statements. Okay. Now communicate. I have again abbreviated here. See here, COMM. I put up the apostrophe here and TE. I told you prefix can be taken. The beginning words of beginning alphabets of a longer word can be taken as, the abbreviated form and put up apostrophe, and the last one or two words can be added to it. Okay, children. So here I have written a subheading for the third point. Now 3.3 I have given here the subheading. Good listener help articulate and facilitate. I have not given the subheading here. See, this is like in 1 or 2 points. Anyway, wherever it is convenient for you, you can write the subheading. But the format has to be followed properly. Like second, it has to be under 2, then again 3. Same way, subheadings have to be under each other. If you are making subheading, then they have to be under each other. See here. So this spacing should be, this indenting should be accurate and proper. If this indenting is not proper, then it would not be considered as notes. Next, I have given one more, fourth one, barriers to listening. I have given here again an abbreviated form, but it's my wish that how many I am going to give it in the key column. So for 4.1 subheading, I have given physical hindrance to hearing and second one I have given psychological dash relate to interpretation. Now children, when you are making your notes, keep it in mind you can use hyphens, symbols, slashes, abbreviations, so that whatever you are writing, it does not take up more space or the complete line. Rather, keep it in mind that you have to use only half of your line to write your notes. Do not complete the whole line. If you are completing the complete line, that means you are writing long statements. It should be done within 2 words, 1 word, or 2-3 words. And if there are more longer words, you can, the way I have written here, long sentences to be written. See, you can write it the way I have written. Difference between hearing and listening. Okay? So this is the way you can shorten it by using the abbreviated words for the complete words. And now children, the notes part carries 2 marks, 1 mark for the title, and then I have shown here the key column for the notes that you have made. You have to at least write 4, and one I had written as speaker. Okay, word is speaker, abbreviation word is SPKR, concentration, communicate, this is the abbreviated form of communicate, listening, I've written here the short form of listening. Okay, now overall the notes that you have prepared, abbreviation column carries 1 mark, overall title 1 mark, content 2, and abbreviated words that you have used, that carries 1 mark. So overall part A carries 4 marks, the marking scheme. Now part B of your question second is summary. Now children, generally students note down few important statements from the given passage. No, that is wrong. You are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to summarize the notes that you have prepared. Okay, see here, all these are written in phrases or the short sentences. Now what you need to do, you have to complete them into complete sentences, and then you need to link them to each other and then write it in 80 words. Okay, the summary has to be written in 80 words. So now content of the summary carries 2 marks and expression carries 2 marks. We end today's lecture, children, and I hope you keep studying hard, and this video is going to be useful for class 11th as well as class 12 students. So goodbye, take care of yourself.